Welcome to another Year of Goodness unboxing. Today we're going to be taking a look at Dice Realms, published by Rio Grande Games and designed by Tom Lehman. Rio Grande Games was kind enough to provide this review copy, so let's take a look. So I had heard about this game a couple years ago, and I never got a chance to try it, but it seems like it's kind of like almost a deck builder with dice. It's got a bit of like a Dominion kind of vibe, but since Tom's also the designer of the Race for the Galaxy, Roll for the Galaxy, New Frontiers games, as well as some others, probably has a bit of a different feel to it. All right, so let's take a look. First thing is there's a player guide here, which is, I guess, kind of the rule book. So it's got some introduction, talks about the game, setup tokens. This is more of like an overview of like how the dice works and upgrade. It's actually a lot going on here. Okay. And then there's cooperative and solo play over here as well. Okay. And then some more fine points and some solo rules here, and then a cooperative or solo mini campaign. So it's pretty neat. And then some historical background notes, which are always nice when designers include those. They're interesting to read through. And then like a little player aid on the back of the rulebook here. And then we have the overview. This seems more of like almost like the rule book, yeah. So this is like all the player components here. And then before your first game, it shows you how to basically set up all the different trays and go through game setup and then player setup here. And then the rounds of play, there's like a roll, a collect phase, I guess, where you're getting like resources. And then you get to upgrade your dice, which is cool. Reminds me a little bit of Feast for Odin, the way that they use the trays to like upgrade one piece into another. And then you check for game end. So it's probably when like a certain amount of points are taken or something like that. And then there's a final scoring. Okay. And then after you've played a first game, some recommendations for randomizing the tiles to add in more variability. Okay, and then some tips and some more information about the different types of the die faces that are in the game. So very cool. And then we have, see, these are some like random tile setups. It's pretty cool. Okay. So these are tile sets you can use and explaining how to randomize it. These look like the same. Yeah, I'm not sure if they're different or not. They look the same. It looks like there's two of them here. But some recommended tile setups here. And then how to arrange the storage trays. This is really nice because if things get messed up or, after a first game, to make sure that everything's put back in the right spot. Right, so those are nice. We got some punch board here. Right. Okay, it looks like this is like wheat, some resources here, and maybe these are some victory points or animals. Okay, decently thick punch board too. That's nice, good quality. Okay. Right. And then these are, these look like these are the tiles and stuff. Okay. So these are for like the different die faces and the different sets, and kind of explaining the different rules and how they work. Okay. So there's a lot of those. It's nice setup. And then it talks about the individual die faces, I guess, on the back and explains them. That's really nice. So lots of different die faces and tiles that you can mix and match to kind of get the type of game that you want, which is really cool. All right, so that's the, the punch board. And then there's several trays. There's at least 2 trays. These are pretty big trays. They're nice quality. Yeah, I like these. So these are really going to be useful for setup and organizing everything for ease of play. Oh, there's 3 trays. Okay, cool. So these ones are a little bit thinner, and that first tray is a little bit thicker. So there's three nice trays. That's cool. And then just a ton of die phases. These are pretty cool. I'm a little afraid to open them because I think they're going to just get everywhere and be even harder to find and to sort through. But there's a ton of white die faces and then different colored ones as well. So those are cool. And then these are the dice that you build. You can take a look at one of these. These are actually kind of heavy. Yeah, they're nice. They have like a decent weight to them, and then there's like these little things that you can use to remove the die faces. You can replace them, but these have some good weight to them. So pretty cool. And then some more die faces here, and then some resources. This looks like wheat and some like player markers, maybe some markers or something. Yeah, so pretty standard wheat, but it's nice. It reminds me of like Agricola and Caverna and all those farming games. So it's nice. And then a bunch of bags, which are always appreciated. And then a gigantic draw bag. Wow, this bag's huge. It's like the one that's used in like New Frontiers or something. I guess to randomize the maybe the tiles for doing random tile draws. We will find out. Okay, so that's all that's included in Dice Realms here. So if you enjoyed this unboxing, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel for more content. And as soon as we get a chance to play this a couple times, I'll put up some impressions on Instagram, give you some feedback on what we thought of it. All right, and that's going to be all for today's Euro Goodness unboxing. So thank you and have a nice day.